1, 2, now we're on.
Buenas tardes, me llamo Salvador Acosta y hoy estamos aquí presente en San Diego para la protesta internacional de Liberen a Mireles.
Hello, my name is Alberto Sornio and we're here in Seaport Village of San Diego, California to protest to Dr. Jose Manuel Mireles be free from prison in Hermosillo, Sonora, in our Liberen a Mireles rally.
So from here, where you want me to go on?
Well, explain what happened, as I understand it from what you shared, about the self-defense groups and their initial support and why they rose and why right now they're imprisoned.
Try to go a little bit backward.
What happened to cause them to rise up, because they rose up and the community supported them, but the government hasn't. And I think the government supported something else. And I think that needs to be told.
Well, I'll say that he's in prison, and then I'll say why he's in prison, and then I'll follow along.
Cool. Good.
Doctor Mireles está hoy en prisión por las razones de que estaba peleando contra los narcos, los carteles de Michoacán. Estaba tratándole de levantar a su pueblo en armas para proteger la seguridad pública de Michoacán. Al contrario, el gobierno federal empezó a ayudar a los autodefensas, pero al momento de ayudarlos, los carteles empezaron a meterse más en los pueblos y trastando todo el trabajo que los autodefensas habían hecho. Y al momento que se llegaron a levantar otra vez en armas, porque ya no confían en el gobierno federal, es cuando llegaron a meter a doctor Mireles a prisión, porque no dejaba a los carteles trabajar a gusto. That's it. No, I didn't get something written down or something. There's a lot of things went on. It's hard to organize it right now.
If you could explain what's difficult to organize it, just so I can...
Because it went way back. It's pretty much, he's in prison right now because of the charges of being held with arms, with firearms, guns and stuff like that. But that's something that the federal government already had, distinguished, that they already had those arms. So, it makes it legit. Why are you going to charge me with that if you already knew, The government wasn't giving the public safety that they needed, that they deserved. So that's why in the Constitution we're allowed to raise the people are allowed to raise themselves in arms, because the government's not giving that. So they did. They raised themselves in arms, and they start fighting against the cartels. They push them out of their pueblos, their cities, and then
And they were effective at that. I mean, they actually pushed where the cartels moved.
Exactly. Yeah, they pushed them out. They got them, and then there was less people getting
exploited, hurt,
killed, hold for ransom. People were actually able to live, to work. So everything was going good.
For how long?
It was going pretty much like around a year.
Yeah. That's what I think too.
So they were doing good. They were off doing good. And the thing is that they were never against working with the government. And that's when the government, wanted to step in, wanted to take over. The people were about, okay, here, everything's under control. Now you take over. They were with it. They didn't want to be against the government or anything. So they were with it. They gave the reins to the government. But when they give the reins to the government, that's when the cartels start moving back in. So what the people said, no, let's raise against in arms because there's something wrong going on. The government was pretty much corrupted because they were having some kind of deals going on with the cartels. So once they raised again with arms and stuff, that's when they put him in jail because they got him in the public streets. and they stop him, and you know they just had all these arms. Their people always had arms. He always had people around him with arms because the cartels were after him. You know, he was just being safe. And they got him in a place where he was going to give a public talk. I believe he did give that public talk.
So he announced it. It was an announced public speech announcement.
He does a lot of public speech. He goes to different cities around the state of Michoacan to talk about what's going on and what we're doing about it. He was organizing the people all around the state of Michoacan.
And then what's happened since?
What's happened since right now?
Yeah, right now.
Well, right now he's in prison, and he's been. Right now they're doing a petition, I guess, for his conviction.
Yeah, Alberto talked about.
Yeah, pretty much the
legal situation.
They have her lawyer named Talia Vasquez, amongst with other lawyers working with her. They pretty much did build up a good solid case where she expresses, Talia Vasquez, in her videos, that if for some reason they reject it, it'll look so bad on the other end, because the way they've written it up, you know, they already prove all the reasons that the charges were illegit, because a lot of the stuff didn't make sense. They have proof on pictures and videos of, you know, how everything went down, and the charges don't match up with the proof.
And they have proof that the government was working with the cartels.
Proof has come out, yes, they do. Right now the federal has certain people in command in Michoacan, and those people that are in command already come out. Pictures of proof already come out. Those people in command with pictures with the drug leaders and the cartels. What's
happened to this is the final question, because I know something's happening over there.
Mm-hmm.
Final question: what happened to the communities once this? Have the militias fallen apart? Right, I know. And how many have been imprisoned? And what's the effect on the community and their standard of living?
Their standard of living it got back into fearful. Everybody feared for their lives. It's insecure. They're not able to live. More people have gone to jail because they're trying to continue the fight with the public safety force. But the own government, you know, is telling them to step down, that they don't have to do that no more. They're taking away their weapons. And if they don't listen, they put them in jail. So more people are going to jail. And the thing is, the people that the government put in force are the same. It is been suspected right now that those people are working in the cartels also. So people are saying, why are you dressing up the people in the cartels as federal forces and bringing up more fears into the community?
So have the cartels moved back into their region, their pueblos?
Yes, they are moving in slowly.
So everything's going back to the way it was before?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So, Salvador, thank you very much.
Thank you.
It was a great interview. Very informative.
Yeah. And so you can find more stuff.
Oh, yeah, please.
There's more autobiographies about him. Not really autobiography, but scriptures of him and how he got into the public safety force. He didn't start it, he didn't initiate it, but he got into it and he rose as a leader for that public safety group.
Does it follow anything along the Zapatista model?
It is compared to that, because he is fighting for the people, for the Mexican welfare of public safety.
Did they include women in the self-defense forces?
Anybody, yes.
Anybody.
Anybody that's a citizen, a Mexican citizen.
Thank you.
Yes.